I guess my brain was full. Okay.
Jaw the dog grows. No feel sick for 24 hours.
Down on the banks of the pecos, where our formative feet tread, there rides a horseman. But get this, they do it without a head.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Are we having any syncing issues? We had that trouble right off the bat, and I want to make sure. I want to make sure that everything is good before I introduce the man of the hour. So I'm just gonna keep talking for a second. Okay, turn it up. But I'm assuming the syncing issue is okay. I turned myself way up. All right, turned up. Gosh, I'm hearing some buzzing. I don't know how to get louder, but I'm assuming the syncing is okay. Sounds good. Okay, then let's get right down to it. If anybody told you he is less than the best, don't trust them. Don't believe a word that they said, because this is our horseman, and he don't even need a head. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Pepito.
My head out of the TV and put it back on my body again. This isn't the first time. I can show you that you will have this. PTV is on the job. My body is over here. Over here. You're kind of
I don't see
too
it.
far to the left. You need to over here. Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Yes.
I see.
You're yeah, so
Alright.
kinda, I apologize, all viewers.
Put the head on.
This is very unprofessional, and I apologize. And
You got this. You got this. I believe in
yes,
you,
just
Pepito.
grab my head. Oh yes. Ah!
Gosh, I hope it takes. I hope it reattaches. Hey! He did it. Ladies and gentlemen, he did it. Put your hands together. It's our headless horseman. It is Pepito. I have that eternal question that just itches at my soul until I can have it scratched and excised from my body. And you know what that means? It means I need to know, Pepito, how are you?
So good.
Beautiful. That was a sick intro. I'm sorry that happened to your head.
It's still not right, man.
You're very quiet.
Hello. Check
Okay,
me
there
out.
we go. Excellent.
I told you my neck is still not right.
I get you. I get you. Soy Teresa says, somehow y'all activated a smart home device over here and it will not respond to any commands. I don't know this one's name, I guess. So, whoa, hey, gosh, I forgot. I got so distracted. I forgot to play the video of the Zia symbol plane flying on the intro. I have the little button, but I got so distracted. That's sick, Pepito. Ladies and gentlemen, Pepito is now in the future, and he now controls his half of the screen. And wow, so
And
she
that's all
says
thanks to
it's playing ominous ambient music. Gosh, that's sick. What were you saying?
No, it's all thanks to Conda that I can.
Oh yeah, that you have this new technology and all this beautiful stuff. Right off the bat, we need to get to the biggest issue of the day. One of the demands that was made by one of our producers last week was to have a Cobra emote, a little thing that you can put in the chat, and I would just like to confirm to everybody that there is now an emote of Cobra, and you can hit the Cobra button and have him pop up in the chat whenever you want. But I think he's kind of sleepy.
He's not leaving because I know they can't let me leave.
Look at him. He's so sleepy. But yes, there is a new Cobra emote. I can't wait to see it. And actually, there's a second secret Cobra emote with a bucket hat on. But I don't think anybody is qualified to use it just yet. Do you have any announcements at the top of the show, Pepito?
Oh man, I just was catching up on the chat.
Yeah, me too.
I guess.
I feel like you're still kind of quiet.
Did I set off an alarm?
I don't know. Why do you assume it's you? Why can't it be me?
Oh, because I always mess up my levels.
No, you've messed up your levels once. I'm wearing my Freddy Krueger shirt tonight. I can't even tell if that's his face that I'm highlighting right
Oh,
now.
Schnikes. He went a whole
yeah,
other
that was
different
his
direction
face.
than.
Freddy Krueger, rise up. Yeah, Soy says, I'm usually the quiet one. And mark that down. I'm gonna be repeating that and throwing that in her face someday when she says that I'm too loud. I'm gonna say, but remember you said I wasn't. That's just ammunition. But you don't have any further news? Are you excited to talk about the headless horseman of the Pecos?
Super excited.
Me too. Okay. Actually, then let's officially begin.
Start the if I was in the chat, I would be saying start the show.
I know you would.
Start
Absolutely.
the show.
Okay. Okay. Then we will. In solidarity with our striking workforce, let's begin the show. Now, Pepito, did you have any idea that there was headless horseman activity in our little borough of Carlsbad, New Mexico?
No, I didn't.
Neither did I. I was
La
really...
Llorona.
La Llorona, yeah, for sure. Maybe we should do an episode on her someday. But basically what happened was we were doing the research for the Pecan Festival episode, and I noticed a little blurb in a write-up about the Pecan Festival, the first Pecan Festival that we covered in our episode with Destiny, and we learned all about the mascot of the Pecan Festival, the Big Nut, and his nemesis who kidnapped him at gunpoint. What's his name? The Western Sly. That was his name. But, hang on, and Dark Fart says, I thought it was a New England thing. Anyway, so I'm reading about the Pecan Festival, and there was an odd mention in the article I was reading that said, I wonder if there will be any sign of the headless horseman. And I thought, what? Why would there be? That's some, as Dark Fart says, some real New England type stuff. That's not...
What can you tell me about the Doulahan?
About the what?
The Doulahan.
What's
the
that?
Irish version of the tale of
the headless horseman's called the Doulahan in the original Irish.
What can you tell me about the Doulahan?
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I did not know that. Anyway, I thought that was really strange that there was a headless horseman sighting anticipated for the Pecan Festival. I squirreled that away. I said, you know what? Maybe there's more. So I did a little looking through the newspapers, and I found multiple mentions of the headless horseman. And I thought, you know what? I see multiple articles that mention this horseman, and I am sure that there's got to be a story. This can be a Caveman News episode. We're very particular. We don't just cover anything. We only get the hard-hitting news stories. Don't you think?
Yes, but fortunately, our town is so amazing, and you were so well equipped at discovering. There's just so much.
It's us, man. It's Caveman News. It's what we do. It's not me. It's not. Anyway, I decided, you know what? We're doing the Headless Horseman episode, and I want to come right out in front. Maybe I still have this button on my little gimmick here. I can't see. I was going to hit my apology button. We haven't had an apology in a while, but I do have to make an apology. Do you have some gentle keys you can play in the background while I make my apology real quick? All right. Thank you very much. So, my mistake was I misread. I'm not getting any keys.
Oh.
Please? Okay, thank you. Yeah, can you keep them going, like, while I'm doing my apology? Make it dramatic and meaningful? Yeah, some gravitas. There we go. Thank you. So, my apology that I want to make is to say that I misread the initial article in the current Argus. We don't have a headless horseman. We have what is called a horseless headman, which is funny because in the Discord, I opened it up. We're good. My apologies done. In the Discord before the show, I opened it up and I saw that Dark Farts was saying, golly, I'm sorry, okay. I am sorry for apologizing. But Dark Farts was saying she told her spouse that it was the horseless headman. And that's funny because that's actually what this is. Carlsbad's own cryptid that we have many sightings of in our illustrious history is the horseless headman. And that baffles me. It's an honest mistake to read that and think that it says the the headless horseman. But upon further research, I found out that it's not that we have a headless horseman of the Pecos. We have the horseless headman. And it's a very unique character. This is not, Ichabod Crane, get out of here. Sleepy Hollow, never heard of ya. What we are discussing tonight is the horseless headman who roams the Pecos. And why not start off with the very first sighting? This was 1946. It was some guys and they were out fishing for gar. And actually,
This is incredible, says Dark Bart.
it is incredible. Where's my gar button? I know I have one. Hang on, I gotta get my magnifying glass out. I can't read this. Okay, where's the picture of a gar? Oh, there he is. Alright. So, some people were out fishing over, in the Seven Rivers area and down kind of near Brantley. And in the middle of the night, they were approached by this enormous creature, this cryptid, this never before seen creature that was roaming the riverbanks. And they say he was running back and forth, up and down, and it scared these, I think it was 2 adult fishermen and a son was with them. But where it gets interesting is their description of this creature. This creature was, according to them, let me see. Okay, yeah. This creature had the head of a horse, but the body of a man. Whoops. There we go. So, yeah, there's the Cave TV staff courtroom sketch artist whipped that up for us. That's kind of what they imagined the horseless headman would look like, roaming around, racing back and forth up and down the banks of the Pecos with his, so Teresa says, reverse centaur. And that is true. He is kind of a reverse centaur. And yeah, okay. So I should have made my buttons bigger so I could see them better. But let me see. I know I have a magnifying glass here somewhere. I lost it. Okay. Now. Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, hang on. Gosh, oh, I see. It was my headphones that got messed up. It wasn't the microphone. Gosh, I'm flustered tonight, and I am allowed to be. I'm an adult man who is allowed to become flustered and lose his place. Hang on. What's going on? Oh, yeah. So Teresa says the gar with a cigarette. And yeah, I like that. I don't know why fish smoking cigarettes makes me laugh, but it does. I'm a simple man. And that's the first sighting of the horseless headman who roamed around. And then there was another account from, let's see. Okay. Gosh, I am all over the place tonight. Where are we at? We've got... Okay. Yeah. And then the next sighting of the... Oh my gosh, there it is. The beautiful horse shirt returns. My gosh. Thank you, Pepito. Yeah, as Soy Teresa says, wow. And I do agree. But, so then the next sighting of the horseless headman was... I'm sorry, I can't tell what these buttons are. But anyway, the next sighting said that it was a reverse of the first description. And this, they claimed that the horseless headman had the head of a human and the body of a horse. Which, okay, that's not the one I wanted to. That's not it either. Where is it?
Well,
I don't know. Okay, but at least there's a representation of what the horseless headman possibly looked like. What do you think? What would you prefer if you were fishing late at night and you were approached by a creature? Would you want the head of a human and the body of a horse, or the body of a wait, or the reverse? Which one you picking?
I want the head to be the horse head, and the body to be of human.
Okay, so you like that where is it? The classic look here, which also reminds me the what?
The BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, I've never seen it still, but I
Me
do
either.
appreciate it. I was actually talking with Dark Farts the other day about Paul F. Tompkins. I was like, Pepito's a fan of his as well, so that's funny. Anyway, never seen BoJack Horseman, so that's not what it reminds me of. What it reminds me of is just last week we were talking about my favorite labor strike movie, Sorry to Bother You, and there is some relevance there with this image, and it's beautiful. Yeah, Cinderoni looks like Cinderoni hit the Cobra emote, which is beautiful. And as I said, there's also a secret Cobra emote of him with his bucket hat on. And that one's got... Oh. Pepito's got something. The Cindy's. Nice. Nice. Beautiful, Pepito. Yeah. But then the next sighting of the horseless headman said that she was a woman. And I do appreciate this drawing that the Cave TV courtroom sketch artist made for us, but I will say that it's an inaccurate representation, because actually what the person said in 1948 is that the horseless headman was a woman with a horse's head, and she was wearing all white. So I guess she was... Soy Teresa asks if Pepito got a stream deck. He did not yet. But he did learn how to use OBS, and he's getting sick with it. So lots of fun there.
Soy Teresa.
Anyway, all that to say, in some accounts, yeah, there's the Moldy Peaches parody cover, the Spicy Reaños. Beautiful. Some of your finest work. Okay, the illustration the Soy Teresa wanted to see. There it is. Yup. But yeah, why do you say you would rather see a monster out in the wilderness late at night with a horse's head rather than having a horse's body? What can you explain your decision there?
Because horses are fast, and they kick very powerfully, and I would not want that. I think I could trip a human with a horse head.
Okay. Do horses trip easier? They got four legs. You got 4 legs to try to trip.
Horses scare me.
But the head doesn't?
No,
like
not
if it's
as
a
much.
human and it has a gun and it's biting with the horse mouth, that's too
It's
much.
strapped.
I mean, if you're a horse-headed human racing back and forth on the banks of the Pecos late at night in 1947, yeah, I'd say you're probably strapped. I mean, it's ridiculous to think otherwise. But
Cryptids, ghouls, goblins, creatures.
okay, see, you're doing references that even I am taking a second to get. So I assure you, there's probably only one other person who understood what you were just doing, which was you were referencing a YouTube video we found last year on the show that featured Big Steve as he recounted the time he saw a cryptid right outside Carlsbad as he was driving, and it was a big bat-winged being that was racing alongside his car.
Oh, yeah. Cinderoni and Dark Arts have differing views
On
of
what?
horses, but horses.
In what,
But they
in
were
what
both-
respect?
I think Dark Arts said they give her bad vibes,
Okay.
and then Cinderoni said, "I love them.
Hey,
I grew up with them too."
this is an episode
I'm totally fascinated,
Cindy.
and I love it.
Now, as mentioned, the Kern Argus kept recounting different sightings of the horseless headman, and sometimes it's a woman, and there's different configurations of which body parts are horse, which are human, and it's ever evolving. Who really knows? But they did print a picture one time of the horseless headman, and would you like to see the photo of the
Yes,
some
absolutely.
hunters captured of, I think it was a man named Tom Loving was the photographer who captured this photo.
Whoa.
And, yeah, apparently the horseless headman came out of the trees looking like that down by
Yep.
Brantley. Damn, Sweet Teresa needs a poster of that 100%. But thank you to Tom Loving for this wonderful photo. It is mesmerizing. And some other fishermen were down there by Brantley Lake, and they said that they encountered the horseless headman, and they were able to capture the creature. And when explaining how they did so to the Kern Argus, they said that they made horse noises. They heard the horseless headman like out in the darkness, like scurrying around or something, and they started making horse noises, and they lured him out, and then they got him to stand still long enough for them to do a drawing interpretation of what he looked like. And they sent it to the Kern Argus. And yes, here's that. Thank you, fishermen.
Wow. Bojack.
Bojack. You love to call things other things.
This is what it reminds me of.
Well, get a new
The liver of that, yeah.
list of
yeah.
references. Like, why can't you
Alright.
say that things we're showing remind you of literary novellas or
Oh shit.
ancient operas? You know, why is it gotta be silly cartoons?
Mythological creatures of the Dark Ages.
Dark Fart says shirt tucked in. And I do love the as Soy Teresa points out, his tucked jeans. That's so good. You know who was a big figure in the sightings of the horseless headman? An old friend of the show, friend of my great-grandfather, Grandpa Elmer, none other than Snaky Mervyn Campbell. You know. No?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Then I'll remind everybody. Snaky Campbell worked for my great-grandpa, and he was also the founder, originator, creator, and runner of the Rattlesnake Derby, where he and his wife would head out into the desert, catch a bunch of rattlesnakes, paint numbers on them, and then they would, in the big summertime, like, festival that they would do in Carlsbad, you would go and buy tickets with numbers on them, and if your ticket, that number, that snake, got out of the circle, because he'd put them all in a circle, and then, yeah, they'd race to see who gets out of it first, and if you had the snake, the number matched the one on your ticket, you won. And so, yeah, that was Snaky Campbell's big claim to fame, was creating and maintaining the Rattlesnake Derby, which, golly, what a man. I wish they would bring that back. I would love it. But anyway, Snaky Campbell shows up in a lot of these accounts of the horseless headman. And I just thought that was neat because longtime favorite of the show, Brother Binks points out that he's wearing a watch. Is he wearing a watch in that one? Is that what he was referencing?
Oh,
Papito?
I couldn't tell if that was a watch. It looked like hair.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I can't see what it is. Let's see. Oh yeah.
That
So
darn
in
horse.
1948, again, the horseless headman seems to primarily appear to fishermen late at night, and that was no different. In 1948, a man was late night fishing with his son, and he heard the horseless headman approach. And according to this man, his son hid behind him, and he pulled out a .45 and emptied it into the head of the horseless headman, and it didn't even make him flinch. So that's pretty scary. And then the horseless headman picked up his dog and carried it away into the night, which is terrifying. Yes, as Soy Teresa says, why would he admit that? But he also said that after the event, his son, when they got home, his son was sick for days with brain fever. So that's sad to hear. And I am worried about that dog. That's pretty awful. Yes, we treat it. He has a watch and now he has a dog. Okay, truly. Well, Pepito, can I tell you right now that if you thought that was the last story I have about the horseless headman and guns, you'd be wrong. This is I didn't stop to think about it, but this really is a gun-heavy episode. Yeah, Cinderoni. Carlsbad folks were night fishing and chilling and ready to murder. That's a great segue, because the next thing I want to talk about is in 1949, a man in Artesia named Freddie Kimball was put on trial for murdering his friend. Shot his friend. Sad, horrible. Why would I bring that up right now? Just to say, Freddie Kimball, on the as he was testifying on the witness stand, he told everybody that the only reason he had a gun was because a local cop told him he needed to be protected because the horseless headman was out there. So he went out and bought a gun, and then apparently, allegedly later murdered his friend with his horseless headman protection gun. But he was acquitted, so what can you do? Yeah, that is everything. What?
Soy Teresa said, Cinderoni, that is evergreen.
Yeah, what is that in reference to?
I don't know.
Yeah, well.
It isn't the brain that's doing the thinking.
Where did you get that sample? That sounds like the sample that it reminds me of a sample I used way back in the day.
It's this guy talking about having out-of-body experiences.
Oh, wow. Very cool. It reminds me of back in the Albuquerque days when you and I were living right there on San Pedro and Montgomery. CJ and I recorded a little mini album called we called the group Holy Throat, and I had a reel-to-reel tape player that your friend Mr. Blake Starr gave to me, and so I went to a garage sale and they were selling some reel-to-reels, so I just bought any reel-to-reel they had because I had the player. And listening to it back, there was something that was like it was like a therapist recording them. I don't know. It seemed like a therapy session of a therapist speaking, and I sampled it on the Holy Throat album, and that guy's voice sounded just like the thing you're doing. But anyway,
It isn't the brain that's doing the thinking.
What does Cinderoni say?
Wow,
Conda
Cinderoni with a
Do you want to read it?
paragraph. Oh, Conda and Pepito sharing that neither of them know what we were talking about, and them giggling to each other before moving on seamlessly was her favorite moment so far.
It's good. I know what you guys were talking about, but I just wanted to have Pepito say it to put it in context because the chat isn't going to be preserved alongside this, so I don't know. I just wanted to put it on record. But you were talking about carlsbad people loving night chilling and murdering, or night fishing and chilling and murdering. I know that's what was going on, but anyway, yes. So I keep checking the time. There were some people who said that they speculated in the current Argus, of course, that the horseless headman, the reason he wasn't cited so much after the late 1940s was because they thought that the uprise of sightings of UFOs had something to do with it, and maybe the creatures that were like the horseless headman got abducted and taken away. So, I mean, that's something to consider, the Roswell UFO crash.
Yes.
Yeah, so Teresa said he was busy hanging out with his dog. He truly was. I like to think of it that way. I like to think of the headless or the horseless head person, head woman, hanging out with the dog and picking 45 bullets out of his head and stuff like this. I mean, that's how I like to think of it. There was also, there was a person who's, some of these, Pepito, I hate to break it to you, but some of these writings in the current Argus about the horseless headman were a bit silly, and I think they were not taking it seriously. Because one person wrote in and said that they met him, the horseless headman, and his name was Mo, and he was from Mars. And so take that with a grain of salt, believe what you will, but the Current Argus did print that. And there was also somebody else who said that they saw the horseless headman and he had a brand on his thigh that said J.A. And the Current Argus reported that the J.A. brand was for the for a ranch just outside of Amarillo. So maybe that's what was going
I'm totally fascinated, and I love it.
I'm totally fascinated too, dude. As is Cobra. He just got a big stretch, but I guess he's over it. Oh, no. He's stirring. He's doing something. Yes. A storm of activity. What's up?
I didn't say a word.
Oh, I thought you did. Excuse me. Yeah, Jeremy Bring. Oh, yeah, and the person who said that the horseless headman was from Mars and his name was Mo, he also said that the horseless headman told him that people were making up stories and the citizens of Carlsbad needed to stop smoking that loco weed. So, I guess, you know. Another thing I read while getting to the deep diving into the research, trying to find the answers behind this local cryptid, which that was another article, or not article, it was a letter I read in the Current Argus that I really enjoyed. The person who said that you should not confuse the horseless headman with the headless horseman because that's some Sleepy Hollow stuff. And the horseless headman is a Carlsbad original. That is our creature, our cryptid. This is not a ripoff of something from New England. This is a true blue Carlsbad original. And I love that. I think sorry.
Just like you, Conda.
Like you, dude.
And Cobra.
But I do think that they should name one of the high school teams, like the Pure Lava Mustangs. I always hated that that mascot. They should be the Pure Lava Horseless Headman. That's what I think. No, nothing. All right.
Walk around with horse heads as.
What? Wait, what? Walk around with horse heads? What?
Like all the fans would have horse heads.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or would they have horse bodies?
Horse bodies.
I wonder. I had another drawing, and I don't know where it went. Okay, there's my Gar. There's Paul Bond with his horse's head and his horse having his head. There's the mama. There's, suit and tie man. What's this one? There's the one I've been missing. That's for some reason I had that as
Hulk Hogan.
No. I had that as the symbol on my little stream deck here. The symbol is it's the symbol that's on a women's bathroom, the lady symbol, and so that's how you know it's a lady. That's not Hulk Hogan. That's a horseless headman.
Had the hot dog skin and the hay covered hair.
Soy Teresa says, as a Sagittarius, the horseless headman is now my chosen astrology symbol. Beautiful.
Yes.
I love that one.
The snake represents wisdom.
Okay, hang on. Soy Teresa says, sorry, but I can't stop thinking about that lady that said she could take on the monster from Jeepers Creepers, and the comments were like, big Jeep. Very funny.
Big Jeep?
Did you see Jeepers Creepers?
No.
I think that was...
But I hate Jeeps.
What about mine?
Jeeps.
I had a sick Jeep. I did a lot of growing up in that thing.
Like the Tom and Bunny Jeepers.
Oh.
Like the ducks.
Oh, yeah.
You were like a SUV.
You mean Jeep culture. But, I mean, mine was a Jeep. It was a Jeep Grand Cherokee. White. Beautiful. You had to do this...
Jammin' Jeep.
You had to do this thing where you lock the door.
Mobile studio.
What?
Mobile studio.
Well, that was the truck more, but also the Jeep. I always, my two vehicles in high school were always mobile studios with amps in them so that I could play guitar down by the Pecos River like a true scumbag. It was
What'd you have to do to the lock on your Jeep?
Oh, I was just going to say, it was my grandma's Jeep. And it was, you know, I got it when she got a PT Cruiser. I got to take her old Jeep. But it had a weird thing where when you wanted to lock it, you had to open the door, hit the automatic lock to lock the thing, you know? Shut the door, and then take out your keys and open the door with the key. And then once it's open, hit the lock and shut it again. Because if you didn't do that, after 15 minutes, the car alarm would start going off if you tried to just lock it and walk away. You had to lock it, unlock it, relock it. It was... I don't know.
Just confusing as horseman.
Nothing is confusing about the horseless headman. That's the most straightforward thing I've ever heard of. I do have one final tale about the horseless headman. If you thought, Pepito, if in your infantile imagination you somehow thought that we had gone to the weirdest stories about the horseless headman, and it could not get any stranger than that. If you, in your little pea brain, thought for a second that was a possibility, I'm about to rock you from that notion, dude. Because, what year was it? 1975. So this is, you know, the horseless headman's been running around for 25 years at this point.
Running around.
Anyway, 1975, there's another sighting by fishermen down by the Brantley. They saw the horseless headman, but get this. What do you think? What type of head do you think it had?
Oh, alligator, croc.
Nah, but close. It was a snake. Apparently, by 1975, the horseless headman had evolved and was now sporting...
The snake represents wisdom.
The snake does represent wisdom. Hell yeah. And you know what the snake horseless headman did next?
No, what did it do next?
It picked up their dog and ran away into the canyon with it. And that's not...
Hey, that's our dog.
That's not a joke. That's what the claim from 1975 was. He
Hide
took
your
another
dogs.
dog. And that pretty much, I mean, I feel like we all have a better understanding now of the horseless headman. Apologies for getting it wrong when I named this episode. But, Papito, that does it. That is the first episode of your month. This is your theme month. This was your idea. Spooky episodes all month long. I'm wearing my Freddy Krueger shirt. I'm my Japanese Freddy Krueger shirt. So you know it's extraordinarily special. And Pepito is rocking the horseless head.
Horse head.
Well, let's just say it's
a
the
bunch of
horseless
horse
headman.
heads.
I know, but
Yes, it is.
yeah. See, you don't have to say
Horseless
it's just
headman
horse
shirt.
heads. Yes, it's the horseless headmans.
Dark Parts misspoke, and she was right.
Yeah, that was crazy. It took a lot whenever I opened the Discord and she said, "Oh, I accidentally said it was the horseless Edmund." I wanted to just like, "You were right," but I was like, "Yeah, just wait, no, we'll get to it." Dark Farts is all knowing.
She knows the password to your Google Drive.
Good. It's the easiest password in the world to guess, and it opens all Caveman News things. If you were a longtime Caveman News head who watched it in 2004 or so, you would be able to easily guess the password. But that's why it's so good. I do have a lyric of the week and a guest to invite. Lyric of the week, this one was just stuck in my head when I was out walking around earlier. This one comes from Classy with a K. It's from her song Northern Star. And I just love the chorus when she goes, "That's my boy, that's my boy, my Northern Star, my guiding light, my baby." And then the male vocal comes in and says, a brown little down little Filipino soldier. It's very nice. I like it. It's beautiful. Yeah, Cobra 69 420. That could be Cobra 9. Golly, you guys aren't even guessing the right number. I mean, Pepito and Soy Teresa, I'm sure, would know the proper number to guess, and it wouldn't be 9 or 420. It might be 69. Whatever. Guest invite. Zach Parsons. That's Zach Parsons is on my mind. Cobra. Now he's leaving right before the nice vote Conda. Beautiful.
Don't forget.
Drawing. Yeah. Next month are the elections, and looking forward to seeing all of you there. Papito, do you even want me to tell you what we're doing next week? Do you even care?
Yes, I absolutely do. I need to know.
Okay.
Now.
All right, then. Let me see. Well, actually, I don't know if now is the right time, because what if we should keep this going for a lot longer? Ooh, nice red lights. I mean,
stop.
What if
If I was in the chat, I would be saying, stop. The show is no show. Stop. The show. Okay.
Well, okay. The negative version of Soy Teresa agrees.
And here's what I think of Trump's wall.
Gosh. But it looks like Soy Teresa played a sound alert again, but the sound alerts aren't showing up. I don't know if it's on their end or my end. We need to figure it out. But beautiful. Next week, Pepito, we're going to be talking about Bigfoot in Carlsbad.
Dang.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
So good.
Page, I had an out-of-body experience where I left my body.
Kill the dog. Gross. You'll feel sick for 24 hours.
What can you tell me about the Dula? What can you tell
Page, I had an out-of-body experience. It isn't the brain that's doing the thinking.
What can you tell me about the Dula? What